It's day 1463 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today we're doing here there Simon Reish Ayin Gimel. Sif Aleph through Zayin. Reish Ayin Gimel. Shira Gilyon, the measure of the page of the Sefer Torah, the parchment page. Rebach and the gaps. Not to write outside line. Rodinim and other halachas. Aleph, Armina Menachas. Same Menachas Menachas Daf Lamed. Shir Glim Sefer Torah, the shear of the parchment page Sefer Torah. Milamata Tefach. And below Tefach, Milamala, Shoshes both on the top 3 etzbos. Bagodo, measured by thumbs. That's most but down here it's the Rambam. That which Shem Sefer in Perek Beis. The below you leave a tefach empty space between the writing and the bottom of the page. On top 2/3 of a tefach. Tosu, it's a mistake. So it's supposed to say 3/4 of a tefach. And he says back at Tzchini Yagra. Also amends the girsa. Mostly if you can leave more of a margin. Actually, as long as there's more margin than writing. It's there from Sefrim. Between each column, because they leave the width of two etzbos with the thumbs. So every the beginning and end of every parchment page, you have to leave with a thumb, with a finger, a thumb in this case, and the amount to stitch the two parchment papers together. So it comes out when you sew the parchment page together. Is what's between every two columns, entire sefer, including when you and the beginning of parchment page. You have two etzbos. In other words, when you stitch all the parchment pages together, it has to be that the end of one parchment page is a little bit overlapping the second one. So in that way, it's easier to sew one to the other. In that case, if you have just the width of an etzbah on one and the width of the etzbah on another one, it's supposed to be a little bit less than 2 etzbos. That's what it said. It should be on each parchment page, you should leave the width of a finger and enough to sew it. We clarify later on. It doesn't matter if one parchment page has more of a margin, the other is less. As long as it's between the two, then you have the proper shear. This is not an impediment. Which goes to the at the end of the simon. All these things ain't mitzvah. They're hidden mitzvah. They make it enhance the mitzvah. If we deviate, it's still kosher. The reason this halacha is in this is an adornment for the Sefer Torah. Gilyon Chalak, to have a smooth margin, umala, umata, and at the bottom, the top, bottom, and stem, and the sides. Also, pragmatically, you might have to hold on to the body of the parchment. So you shouldn't have to hold in the place of the letters. So you shouldn't smear them. It's a larger measure in the body because that's where people normally would touch the parchment. On the top less, people don't touch as much on top. Between each and every page. Even less. Because there you tend to touch it much less. If it's enough that hold on to things with two fingers and two hands. Time. We have said by small Sefer you make it much smaller margins. According to this proportion. The mato yosem below more than on top. Mal yosem and on top more than between each and every page. Gimel ben shita shita tzarech was pointing kamel shita. between each line. There has to be an open space the size of the line. Table between each word, Kimlo, Os Knana, the size of one small letter. Name also between each letter, Kimlo Chuta Sara, a hairbreadth. This seems to be an impediment and essential. Every letter has to be surrounded by a margin. She's bar as will should become clarified. Basim Reishain Dal. The main table, so to each every word in you don't have at least the size of a letter. Harayim Tebachas makes them one word. Avo Ben Shita between lines nearly the end of the kuva, that amount is not an impediment. Thinks Arukh HaShulchan. Ela she'ain's a noise if it's not nice if it would be a more compact. For Raya evidence of this way, Torah Shulchan Aruch Shebekan Kasu that din Shven Shita evidence that here they wrote the dialogue between line and line. When you table the halacha between word and word, and also between a letter, causes him to shine down. They wrote elsewhere next simon. Below the simon is not the simon. So Tam was a lama. Why they do this? They make that distinction. Mishum down dim should be simon because halachas in this simon kasu. So they wrote the end of the kuba not impediment. That's why they couldn't write the halachas in the next which are impediment over here. The helu vada him the kuba because those which are impediment, those the next sif are certainly similar, certainly the kuba. The ink absolutely made more than the gap of a line between lines. It's not definitely not possible. And also between letters, if you left a gap of a letter nearly the possible, I think it's possible. Tables that makes it look like two words. Main table between word and word nearly you've left more than the size of a small letter, and so it's not a doesn't render invalid. Only unless you left the gap of the size of 9 letters. Zokish parashas out of Ray makes 2 parashas. Upos, and that's no good. Because the Torah Shulchan Sif Alf, the Torah Shulchan Sif Alf, the bank called Chumash, Chumash, Tzarech Hanich, Arba Shitim, you have to leave 4 lines of gap empty below Ksav without writing. Yaschil Chumash, Shemitita, Shita Chamishas, you begin the Chumash from the 5th line. Yanech B'tchila, so B'sof, you leave another beginning at the end of the Sefer Torah Daily Law Amud and to wrap it around Eitz Chaim. Both is supposed to know 2 fingers Yishishum and Amud Vadaf, which remain over between the Eitz Chaim and the page. Akal Shalom. B'Sham Megillah Mavur the Tzarech Sheisam B'Chumash Episode Daf. Sham Megillah, it's clear that you have to finish the Chumash in the middle of the page specifically. You have to Chumash Achrav Gagim also Daf. You have to start the next Chumash in the middle of the page as well. Ayin Sham. That's why it's about Basud Dafir Gimel. Zeshel B'Shem where it says the Messiah Milamati will begin at the end of the column, Maskal Mala, and then begin to have the next column. And Novikai, it's going in the Nevi'im below the Torah, not on Torah. But the reason is Mishum Sheb Novi Amir. I know it says Shim Atzal Bach Toch Novi Ach Mashen Chad. You got one from the other, separate them. You can do it. Chotech Avo the Torah She'en Achtor Chumash Chumash. We should not cut a chumash away from another chumash. So chumash the beginning of that chumash has to start at during that in that column. Which you finish verse 1. So you shouldn't cut the cut between chumashim. Nevertheless, after fact, at least chumash Hashem Rosh Hamud, you start at the second chumash at the top of the next column. Let's above start a problem. Hey, but Rambam Tzorah Lois Kiru Yusham Zakal. Rambam Tzorah not mention this. Yusham. They must hold the Zeshem Magmar Simon Matam Haskil Mala Torah Namikai. And that which you can end at the beginning, bottom of the column, start top of the next column. It's also going to Torah, not just a Novi. Yusham, they reject Yusham. They are Shashlon because of our Shas. The Daishon, the Marashi Sham Mavur, the Kshum Sin Lamata. When you finish below, Maskil Mala and start on top. And so you don't need any blank lines. The says, look, he said this artist really the Gam Chaygam also in such a manner. So you have to leave 4 empty lines. Milamata was I would say at the end of the Sefer. They also the same way, because they didn't specify. You didn't leave it at the end of the column. Leave it at the beginning of the next column. Is 4 empty lines. And start the new chumash on the 5th line. Shukasa Zel Shana Smak writes Ben Chumash Tzorech Alaniach Arba Shitin Dictionary Chumash at least 4 lines Chalak unwritten. I feel Shim Sahib even if you end at the end of a column. It also means he means Shanuach Harba Shitin Barosh Moshe. You should leave the 4 blank lines at the beginning of the next column. Zel Betego, that's the Torah. The Ving Shim Sahib Matam Maschim Lamala. By Ving, when you start finish them below and start on top, ain't Shaniach Shitin Cloud. You don't leave any empty lines. They came to Shach told Navi says you'll have to cut one Navi from another Navi. And because it's going to look strange, degraded, if you if this column looks in the other columns. Came over to Shami. Definitely do a Shami and do it in the middle. That's why it's a custom. Vav. Didn't leave any open spaces between Chumash and Chumash. Began a second Chumash, but also Mokam should tell you this point in that place that it should have been empty. The other Shesh was a Chlukitim. I think there's a difference in halachas here. The Hanem has to Yulei Loshi Arbashim in the Kubit. Should these 4 lines are not impediment. Go ahead to the Torah Shanach, like Torah Shanach make clear. So they write Basof. According to Simon Zeh, they write at the end all the halachas in the Simon. She'ain't possible the evidence, they don't pass after the fact. V'gam Rambam Peku Loch Hashem B'Sulim. Rambam also doesn't enumerate the Simon B'Sulim. Chen Kosava Rash Tash Bates. Bates says Simon B'Sulim. Komikon nevertheless neither one is daiti. The Shura Chas marking of the evidence. You have at least 1 line gap that you must have. Mitzel Bali Loy Niach Reva Klau. It's clear if you didn't leave a gap at all. Pshita Shapos. It's obviously possible. Low grade mavsei made parsha. No difference in the half say between parshias. I feel in the parsha stuma psucha apostle, but it's more severe parshias because parshias you can leave 9 letters in parsha stuma. I'm just starting the next line if it's a parsha psucha, right? But here that doesn't work. They ain't got parsha klal. It's not a parsha. It's safer. It's a different safer. The there has to be at least a way of recognizing the B'Svar. But so there's have in parsha, so we have to between each parsha. But Teish Bates, because our Teish Bates team ain't Reva come over in parsha Psula Ayin Sham. 2 rates. It isn't the same gap between parshias. It's possible. We will show for what he says clear. The Sheisha go up in parsha, and there's a gap the same size as between parshias. Share it's okay. That's also possible. It's a parsha, it's safer. It's not a different parsha. It's another safer. It has to have more of a hacker. Is a hacker has to be some way of recognizing it. Al should safer. At least it's that's safer. Once you talk hacker in parsha, it's like something to recognize each parsha. Parsha chesi, it's in parsha. Organizam is safer. Here to by safer maishla, they need a unique. This gap, which is a safer gap. Then because Ram Baker is good which Ram writes from Suli Sefer Torah and with Psulim Sefer Torah Shishin and Surah Parashas when you change the nature of the parasha. So I jump. Okay, now Shishin with Surah Parashas Achron Shel Sefer Zev Rishon Shel Sheni. There's also a gap in the Surah the last parashas of this Sefer, and the first one's the next Sefer. I don't know what he means by that. I guess because as we have between Brachos and Shmos, let's say. There is a problem at the last line and first line Shmos. That's what it means. The bracket says in the that's he's going to know that Tashbeit and Charlie is like Shua Chaz come the MRK. He basically repeats himself. Zayin Klagoro, it's a general principle. The Shield Varim Shein Makrim, because the things should not payment ain't the Chok Associates claim no hard bait. You should not, if you left out a letter and I have to make up something that you shouldn't diminish the font and squeeze them together. Or like the MRB, or conversely to make them very large. The Zayosah had that right as a that's worse of a lack of adornment of Torah. Shasabi no Shava if the writing is not equal, Musha and straight Bechol, so to Shava the entire Torah equally. And the Makom Shesh equal the Dina, but there's an impediment. La Locha Gam Dievet Mechleach Lasoske. If Dievet, there will be a problem. Then Mechleach Lasoske, you have to do this. A Makom Shesh equal Dievet, this where it's Dievet, it's not an impediment. It would still be good. El Chatchil Mishum Noy Sefer Torah. It's only because of the deliberately. Initially, because of the adornment Sefer Torah, you want to change it. He came out closest to Mutav L'Chto Kedarkom. What makes you think that this is better? The fact that you're going to fix it. If anyway, it's kosher b'diavad. Vin davar selei b'yodo. If you're not able to change it, so b'diavad is good. So therefore, unless you know what you're doing, I guess you shouldn't do anything. As it seems to be the upshot.